This meeting is being recorded.
All righty then, everybody. Welcome. It is Friday, July 16th of 2021, and this is the Realty Classroom Sales Training Call. Got weirded out. I was a little too close to the camera there. And I know that some of you have sent me, I should say, telemarketing and sales training call because that's what we usually lead with. So I am going to take a look in my email because many of you have been kind enough to send me calls. Again, I will ask, you're jumping the gun. You're sending them on Thursdays and you're getting buried. So try to wait till Friday morning or at the very earliest Thursday night so that you don't get swamped here or I don't get swamped. Let's see. Let's take a look. And by the way, the correct email is danny.griffin@therealtyclassroom.com. By the way, I have you all muted. So just remember that too. It looks like going back in time, Alexis. I have Alexis up first. I have Tracy. You sent me some stuff as well. Let's see. Carla, you're there too. Alexis, you were asking me about you were asking me some stuff too. And Jelly from Wendell, Jada, and Tanyelle. Okay, so that's what I see so far. So if you didn't hear your name and you're thinking about it, you need to send some stuff. Alexis, are you with me? Adam and Alexis. Yes, no? I muted everybody, so you have to unmute your own mic. So, okay. I'm going to do.
I sent you a good one, Danny. But
okay.
It's you told me to send you one that's challenging. This is my first one that I sent you that they said yes to the packet, and then they said no at the end.
All right, good.
So
good. So let's go there. Yep, let's go there because I'm not hearing from Alexis and Adam. So I'll start with you because you're right here. So thank you for being right here. Here we go.
And I think I screwed up, but
here we go. Listen.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello? Yes, hello. May I please speak to Ann-Jean Christie?
Yes, this is she.
Hi, Ann-Jean. This is Carla. I'm calling from Remax Champions. I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you out some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Sure.
Okay. I just need to verify your address is 7053 Suffolk Place in Rancho Cucamonga, 91739.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Right. By the way, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
Well, my husband, his job, he was getting relocated, and then that didn't work out. So that's the reason why we were.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10 right now, how highly motivated are you on trying to sell it?
I probably a 5. The reason being, we had kind of a bad experience with our last agent, and it just didn't go over too well. So it kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Just getting calls, and I understand people want the business. They see our house online and off, was up for sale and off market, and people are wondering and they're trying to get business, and just some of the people calling, I don't know, just not as professional, and you seem very nice and professional. I can tell immediately with your voice. So I'm still talking to you, and so thank you for that. But
you're welcome.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me get this out in the mail to you today.
You know what? I'm sorry. Your name is Carla, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Come to think about it, because I don't want to waste your time right this minute. If you could please call me in a month. I just want to kind of get over this, what we just went through with the home and stuff, and give me a month, get settled, and I'll be fresh. Give me a call. We'll see where we're at then. At that point, I would prefer that if you don't mind.
Okay, I understand totally. No problem. the phone number that I just called you on your cell phone, if you could just keep that number, that's the one I'll be calling you back on, and I will
Okay.
call in a month. On August
Okay.
15th, I'll give you a call to see where you're at, and I'm sorry for the what you had gone through. I apologize for that.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. All right, we will talk a month from today.
All right, you tell me what you did wrong. How about nothing?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Okay, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
You tell me what
I
you
didn't hear.
you tell me what you did wrong.
You know what? I was
Stop.
taken
Stop.
back.
Stop.
I was
Stop.
just taken
Stop.
back.
Stop. You did nothing wrong. This call
Okay.
is beautifully perfect. You did nothing wrong, which blows my mind that you came in here and thought that you did something wrong, right?
I did, yeah.
It blows my mind that
Okay.
you don't see yourself as the professional that cut through all the noise. Everybody that's been a jerk, that called, everybody. The beauty, one small tactical thing, don't apologize for somebody else's shitty behavior. That's tiny
Yeah.
though. She like you went up on the cross for everybody else in the business, and she appreciated that. You didn't need to do that. You'd say, all you had to do was say, I'm so sorry they had a bad experience. I'm sure it can go well in the future. But I will,
Yeah.
and you listen to exactly, you didn't push for the package to go out. You say, nope, you listen to her. And then what I loved is you were specific. I will call you in a month, August 15th. Carla, this is 10 out of 10. Only a little tweak at the end that you didn't have to fall on the sword for the whole industry, but I'll still take it. Because it was like you already started the healing process for her, right? By doing that.
Yes. Yes.
Carla, this is a 10. You've got to stop telling yourself that you're anything less than the best. Okay? You need to do some psycho-cybernetics, mind steering system stuff at night and say, I have to stop telling myself I'm anything less than the best. You need to play that out in your head. This is brilliant work. The tone, the pace, the kindness. And the strange thing about the coachable moment here is the lady is actually almost as if she's one of us in our group, complimenting you and coaching you on what you're doing right. That's why I love real calls. I can't stand role play. It's crap. Right? I'm not saying it's crap to get, sort of ready, but you can role play in your head seeing this happening. There's nothing like a real call to listen to this lady tell you, you don't even need me on this call. She's telling you. Follow me?
Yeah.
She's
Yes,
telling.
I
I want everybody, just in case people came in late, I'm going to play it again. That's how much I like this. I want you to say this. I want everybody to listen closely to what an awesome call sounds
Hello?
like.
Yes, hello. May I please speak to Anjean Christie?
Yes, this is she.
Hi, Anjean. This is Carla. I'm calling from Remax Champions. I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you out some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Sure.
Okay. I just need to verify your address is 7053 Suffolk Place in Rancho Cucamonga, 91739.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. By the way, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
Well, my husband, his job, he was getting relocated, and then that didn't work out. So that's the reason why we were.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10 right now, how highly motivated are you on trying to sell it?
I probably a 5. The reason being, we had kind of a bad experience with our last agent, and it just didn't go over too well. So it kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Just getting calls, and I understand people want the business. They see our house online. It was up for sale and off market, and people are wondering and they're trying to get business. And just some of the people calling, I don't know, just not as professional, and you seem very nice and professional. I can tell immediately with your voice. So I'm still talking to you, and So thank you for that. But
Oh, you're welcome.
yes.
Okay.
So
Well, let me get this out in the mail to you today.
you know what?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Your name is Carla, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Come to think about it, because I don't want to waste your time right this minute. If you could please call me in a month. I just want to kind of get over this, what we just went through with the home and stuff, and give me a month, get settled, and I'll be fresh. Give me a call. We'll see where we're at then. At that point, I would prefer that, if you don't mind.
Okay, I understand totally. No
Thank you.
problem. The phone number that I just called you on your cell phone, if you could just keep that number, that's the one I'll be calling you back on, and I will
Okay.
call in a month. On August
Okay.
15th, I'll give you a call to see where you're at. And I'm sorry for the what you had gone through. I apologize for that.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. All right, we will talk a month from today.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Thank you. Have a nice day, Carla.
You too. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bravo. I had nothing to say other than, call her back in a month and, just get it going.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I'm more excited about is your personal evolution, but you've got to stop telling yourself that you're, that you're lesser. And I know it's tough sometimes when you're sitting in a vacuum and you're wondering and somebody doesn't listen. And, we need to catch you all doing something right. Your evolution here since you've been trained and coached here is impressive. Right. And that's why you're effective. You have to make sure now as a businesswoman that you really, in the database, these times are really, showing up on time, like August 15th. It's there. It happens with precision. Just make sure as a businesswoman, that part of it comes together. And I would love to hear if you can be very cognizant and intentional on the follow-up call and what happens. Okay. I'd really like to,
of course.
I'd like to see the next, chapter here. So that would be good.
Of course. I just want to say, Danny, yesterday I had my first $1.8 million house. Scott went on the appointment. That was the one I sent in my seller questionnaire last week.
Yeah.
It went really well. I had a great conversation. I followed up with him today, and he said he loved Scott. He was a great guy. He gave him a lot of great insight, and I'm to follow up with him in a week from today. He's going to make his decision, but he really appreciated my follow-up for 10 months. I followed up with him.
Yeah, good.
He had a loss. His partner passed away 2 months ago, so he really appreciated my patience, that I waited for him, and Scott had a great appointment with him yesterday. So the system does work. It just sometimes, you do have to follow up on these and diligently, and I make sure to put the notes and the tasks and whatnot. But
the money's in the follow-up.
It takes time.
Money's in the follow-up. Success is in the follow-up. Service is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
All those things are in the follow-up. Everything's in the follow-up. Everything.
Everything.
Right? So good.
Everything.
Bravo. Good job.
Thank you.
Alexis and Adam, are you here? If not, I'm going to just do these anyway. I need you to unmute your microphone if possible. Hang on. Let's reply to them.
Hey, Danny.
Yes.
This is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And how are you doing?
Good.
Great. I have a question, just kind of following up on what Carla just said and what you just said about the follow-up.
Sure.
Infusionsoft seems to be down today, so I just jumped back onto Vortex and I made some calls, and I wasn't used to doing seeing things the same way. So I called back on a contact that I know that we made an offer on her property, and so when I got into the call, I realized who I was calling, and I didn't want to hang up. But I said, I knew we'd made an offer, and she told us that she would not pay a buyer's commission if we brought her a buyer. And we did take her a buyer. We made the offer. She said yes. And then she told us that she would not pay the commission. But today I said, if we brought you a buyer, will you pay us a commission? She said, yes, I'll pay you a 3% buyer's commission. So I did email Grant just to say, I don't know where this has gone, but is this normal behavior? Because this woman that's selling is an agent.
Well, I mean, double whammy knucklehead on the other end of the line. You know, first of all, you're talking about a deal that you made an offer on. You mean you're as a buyer agent? You guys
buyer
went?
agent made an offer to this woman
Okay.
about a month ago.
Okay,
And
but it
then-
wasn't you guys.
Yeah, we made the offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We took her a deal.
Okay. And then, so it was a non-MLS deal. And now how does it end up in your call queue, Kelly?
It ended up in my call queue because it was expired.
Okay, good. So it expires. So here's an agent trying to sell it herself, expires it, right? You call and you try to get the listing with the script. Is that right?
I did try to, because on Infusionsoft, it doesn't show me it's an agent, but Vortex, it does show me it's an agent. And so I didn't know she was an agent until I did my script. She gave me a whole bunch of information. I put in the system. This is a hot, motivated lead. She wants to sell it. Hey, she didn't divulge until later that she was even an agent, but she knew a lot of information. And I really took all that in and went, whoa, this lady knows the market.
Yeah.
And then Grant told me that she was an agent. But we took her a buyer, we took her an investor buyer, and he made the offer. And then after he made the offer, he said that she won't pay us a commission.
Well, that's just because she's pissed off that your offer wasn't there. She's just dumb. I mean, this is dumb. It's just emotionally dumb, right? And maybe intellectually dumb. And I'm not trying to knock another human being, but just the whole deal smells. But I'm guessing if he brought in an investor, it was low. She's probably hoping for a retail buyer. You know what this is? A waste of your time and Grant's. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know.
No, I love it that you brought it up because we shouldn't have you calling garbage, right? I mean, you're supposed to be calling, getting him listings that are at or above the median, that are a retail seller who has nothing to do with being an agent, right? So the minute you're there, Kel, it's like sort of pull the parachute and bail. You know, that's just, I mean, I'll let him, you know, validate that or not. But if you're working with me and you see it's an agent, next. I want retail people that appreciate what you have to say, that appreciate the package of information that you've offered, that appreciate it when they get it, that appreciate that when Grant comes out, he's going to add insight. It just, there's so many of them out there that appreciate this genuine help that we just don't need to waste time like this, right?
Right.
How much
Absolutely.
was this? How much is this property worth that you called?
$675.
Okay, so it's in the wheelhouse. It is at or above the median, so at least it's there. But I don't understand how he brought an investor to it. I
think I said because she said this house does need some update. She wanted out really fast because she wants to buy another property in another state.
Yeah.
So it was good. And so I did contact him and I said, do we have an investor? Because we can't get in the property because she has 4 individual men renting rooms. And she said, I really didn't, I know why I didn't sell it. And it was because I have it rented and they're 4 individual, but I'm making $3,400 a month off of it.
Yeah. It's a garbage deal. There's not, she wants to sell it quickly, you know, without having to get the guys. It's just a crappy deal, right? Good job. Absolutely. I think you did a good job with what was in front of you. I think you did nothing wrong. I cringe thinking that's in your queue when there are other people that are in Scottsdale that have these beautiful properties that have legitimately expired. It's just, you did a good job with what was in front of you. That's what I would tell you. So it's an ugly situation. And that's why it's so flip-floppy, right? You know, I'm not going to pay an agent, but yet I'm in a hurry to sell it and I'm an agent. That's dumb, right? I wish you were on our coaching call because I'd say, not you, but what you did was dumb. That's just dumb. So she's full of it. You wanted to buy another property somewhere else with an ugly situation with 4 guys renting a room and you aren't flexible. You should have your license revoked, right? I mean, honestly, that's just so frustrating for me to hear it for you. But you, on the other hand, my dear, did exactly what your instincts told you to do, was to tell Grant the situation, see if he could match it up. He did have somebody who took a swing at it. It's just ugly business. That's all. Yeah. But you did fine. You did fine. I like the hustle in you, Kelly. That's the hustle. Right. Well, because you made, you tried to make chicken soup out of what, right? And you did a good job. So good for you. So the sales instinct and the hustle instinct, Kelly, I think that's what's best about you. And that's an example of it. I just want to get your talent on something that's way more interesting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
But good share.
Thank you.
Yeah, good share. All right, I'm going to go through this with Alexa's stuff, whether they're here or not. So let's listen to this.
Hello. Hi. Can I speak to Dawn Garcia? This is Dawn Garcia. Oh, hi. Dawn, this is Alexis calling from Paradigm Realty. The reason for this call is because I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed that it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I go ahead and do that, Dawn? Sure.
Good.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and verify the address, 34 Vista Palermo, Lake Elsinore, California, 92532. Okay, perfect. And it looks like a really nice property. Why do you think it didn't sell the first time around?
Oh, because I took it off the market after a month because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
I had a lot of activity, and then COVID hit, and everybody had to do all this stuff, and I went, oh, hell to the no, we're off the market. And then I just resigned out.
Yeah, that was a wise decision. Yeah. That was definitely a wise decision. Okay, I will get that packet out to you, but you're looking at selling again, correct?
I wanted to, basically, my next door neighbor was the realtor. She's the one who sold me this house. She's the one who listed it. And so I went to her and, cause everybody's telling me at work that their house is, went up to 300,000. I'm like, no way, I'm selling. And so I asked her, she said I couldn't get much for it, much more than she said, maybe 480. And I went, no, I need 550. And once this house is worth 550, that's the golden spot. I'm out. So,
okay. I'll tell you what, the person that will be reaching out to you is Adam Katuk, and he has been a realtor there in Temecula for 20 years. And he will definitely be able to take care of you. People have been saying awesome things about him, and I've never heard anything bad. So I think it's going to be a good fit. I'll go ahead and have your packet in the mail within 24 hours. Do you mind if I confirm that you received it next week?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Hey, Dawn, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Go enjoy your Sunday.
All right.
Take care.
You.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alexis, if you're listening or have to hear the recording, not bad for somebody who's new at this. I think Autumn said it best last week. There needs to be a little bit more seriousness in your voice. You need to learn how to say, Adam's name a little bit smoother. And that just comes with getting familiar with him. I think that at the end, there was a lot of good verification of what happened here, and I think the good follow-up is there. So this is pretty darn good for somebody that hasn't done this before. It's just not understanding that in your notes or, with Adam, this is a little bit, she's got a realtor. She's not really motivated. I'd have to go back and listen to it. I got caught up in trying to critique the sound, and I can't remember the sequence of things. It doesn't feel like it was perfectly sequenced, and it was a little too casual and too familiar. You don't know this lady. This is professional, so keep the positivity, but don't get so familiar. Next call. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Alex.
Yeah.
This is Alexis calling from Paradigm Realty. The reason for this call is because I saw your beautiful house online, and I noticed that it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I go ahead and do that?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll send you information to 17376 Curtis Avenue, Lake Elsinore, 92530. Okay. It looks like a nice property. Why do you think it didn't sell?
That's not the script. That's agitating. So I got to tell him wrong script. He's in an airport. So I'll give him Okay. Why do you think it didn't sell isn't in there? And that's exactly what we don't want to do. So this is just, you know, here we go. New telemarketers. Adam needs to be responsible for getting her the right script. And, you know, let's see where this goes from here.
Huh? It looks like a really nice property. Why do you think it didn't sell, Alex?
Oh, hold on. We froze. Let's see if we can get it going again. Shoot, hang on. I wanted to really hear that. Let's try again.
Hello?
Hi, Alex.
Yeah?
This is Alexis calling from Paradigm Realty. The reason for this call is because I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed that it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I go ahead and do that?
Yeah?
Okay, great. I'll send you information to 17376 Curtis Avenue, Lake Elsinore 92530. Okay. It looks like a nice property. Why do you think it didn't sell?
Hmm?
It looks like a really nice property. Why do you think it didn't sell, Alex?
Because I don't want to stay there anymore.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's been great speaking with you. We'll have your packet in the mail within 24 hours. Do you mind if I confirm that you received it next week?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Okay. He's got the wrong script. And so he set her up for failure. So that's a management issue. And it's a shame because she's good and she could have provoked this, right? So let's listen to the next one.
Hello. Hi, Elsa. This is Alexis calling from Paradigm Realty. The reason for this call is because I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed that it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that
Did you know that you're calling my husband's phone? You're not calling my phone. You're calling my husband's phone.
Oh, okay. I just had the number to call you as this one.
Got it.
Is it okay that I speak to you?
That's fine.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I go ahead?
Yeah, we're not going to sell at home, ma'am.
You're not?
We're
Okay.
not going to sell at home.
All right,
sorry.
then. Thank you.
Okay, good. Fine. That's fine. It's just a hard no. So it's just a matter of, you know, there's nothing she can do about that. So, you know, this is the thing. And this is my plea to all of my core coaching clients. You got to know what these folks are doing for you. And you got to be on these calls with them to support them fully. Right. I'm not knocking at him because he's done great with his previous one. And I don't know where this script comes from. So it's just, this has got to be intentional when you're managing folks to set them up for, you know, success. You've got to be better, period. All of my top producers who I coach and you're bringing these people on, you've got to be better than this as managers. Okay. All right. Next, Tracy. I was wondering. Okay. Tracy, are you here? Are you on this call? Tracy from Lee's team. Okay. Hearing none. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Carla, we did that. Alexis had a question. Angeli, are you with me?
Yes, Danny.
All right. Hi, Angeli. How about Wendell? Wendell's not with us, just you or both?
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's listen to these.
Hello?
Hi, Roberto.
You asked me?
Oh, hi, Roberto. My name is Jordan from Keller Williams. How are they doing today?
Hi.
Great. Yes, I'm calling over.
Angeli, where does that come
Yes.
from? Is that a script?
Yeah.
Okay, I cannot stand that. Like, you're not his friend, right? You're not his friend. So what are we doing here? This is business, you know, this is serious. So I don't know if Josh is on with us today, but how are you doing? I mean, if you did that in my neck of the woods in the East Coast, all you would hear was click, right? So you're getting away with it, but we have to get these scripts improved because that's just awful. And it's not your fault, but we're 19 seconds into a dial and we haven't cut to the chase about who we are. I love you. Your tone is wonderful, but that script, you have to circle that line and put an X through it and say, Danny, like, thought somebody was scratching on a chalkboard when he listened to this, because it has nothing to do with what's in it for them. And there's this pause and it's like, how are you doing today? What? I mean, are you my mother, my brother, my friend, my cousin? Who are you that's asking me how I'm doing, right? I'm not saying it's not a nice pleasantry, but over the course in the law of averages in business, you're just not going to get there where you need to be on the regular that I need you to be. So let's keep listening here.
I believe you had with one of my colleagues a few months ago regarding your plans in selling your house next year. I know this is quite early, but I'm just thinking of, checking up on you and see how you're doing.
I know it's quite early, and I'm thinking about checking up on you. Is that scripted?
Yeah, well, the first part is because it depends on the callbacks that we have. It's not really timely. Sometimes it's too late. Sometimes it's too early.
Sure. All right. Well, but stop saying that, because what you're doing is your anxiety about what could go wrong with an older lead. You're using those words almost to create that into a reality. And Jelly, this is Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. The reason I'm calling is back a few months ago, you had talked to one of my colleagues about potentially selling your house inside the next 12 months. So I wanted to check in with you to see if you still had that intention. Something like that is just to the point, and I'm done in about 10, 12 seconds, whatever it took me. I'm 34 into this one, and it sounds like it's hard for me. Let's just say you got me and I was walking through a parking lot to my car and I answer. And that's the context within which you find me. Hello, how are you? And there's a car moving and you follow me? Like, you have to assume that these people are distracted to begin with. So if I don't say who I am, why I'm calling, and somewhere what's in it for them and what the next step is, I've wasted my time and theirs. Because it can't be effective in determining or the act of prospecting is at risk here, right? That's what's at risk, and it's a huge deal, okay? The ability for a telemarketer to create a viable prospect for a business is a huge, extremely important deal, because there are so many ridiculous leads out there. They're just ridiculous amounts of them. And most of them aren't even real leads. In fact, I'm starting to wonder, my partner and I in the website business, starting to wonder if these companies aren't even lying about what these are. So it's so hard to cut through all that just to get a conversation on the phone. We must be precise. So you can't bring your human discretion into it, even in these little word whiskers, right? So the reason I'm asking you if it's in a script is because then I know to go back to Josh and say, Josh, listen to these and tell me how much of it's scripted so that he and I can change the script for you. You are good. But if your script is weak, it allows you to start to say too many of your own things, which now becomes a conversation that's wandering and not getting to the point quickly enough. You follow me?
Yes.
So that's what's happening here. But your tone, I mean, is wonderful. It's engaging. I mean, people want to listen to you. That's clear to me 34 seconds in. They want to listen to you, right? But it's what you say and what outcome you get. That's what matters to me to help you, okay? So let me keep listening.
Has anything changed after you spoke with them?
No, I'm just taking my time,
Okay. Well, yeah, I know that you have plans in selling, Roberto, but I'm just curious, where are you planning to move to after that?
Not sure, probably like around Woodburn and Salem.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have like actual plans in doing that? Because I know that you're not ready yet right now. But are we looking at a time frame?
Let him talk. Let him talk.
I mean, since I don't know, still in a couple of years, probably like 2, 3 years. Not right now.
Oh,
So I'm trying to
okay.
do as much as I can.
I see. Well, you mentioned that you're interested in Salem, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop the call. Okay. And I'm going to compare it to the expired calls that we train on this, right? And what I'm going to tell you is I'm a minute 34 seconds in. It looks like the call goes to about 4:49. Okay. So we have this block of time for almost 5 minutes. And early on, and it could have been earlier, you could have determined the timing and motivation way earlier. The big word I want you to write down is why. I want it somewhere where you make your phone calls. All of you. If there's one word that matters the most for you to get out of your mouths when you're thrown off, when they're tough on you, why? Why what? Why are you thinking about selling? Why are you thinking about buying? And for my recruiters, why are you thinking about becoming an agent? That's all I need to know as the owner if I can find nothing else out. When I go to one of these properties or when we want to go out with a buyer, we want to know why. Why, you ask, is because I need to know it's a real why. The why, the answer to the why is reason. What is the reason you are about to engage in the single largest financial and emotional transaction of your life? That's a big pain in the tail to get involved in that. So before I go in and guide you through this brutally difficult thing to do emotionally, financially, I need to know why. Because if you don't have a real why, we're wasting each other's time. You're not ready. So the qualifier off the why is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you because of that reason? That makes it clearer too. Without asking, are you ready in the next 3 to 6 months? You're framing it. You're leading the witness. If we can instead get them to read their mind aloud, it's more real for them. And it's more particular to us, because if it's questions, we went through this with the guidance for the mastermind members yesterday about asking the right questions when you're interviewing people that you want to work with you. So Angeli, you've got to find out why. Instead of just going on and on and on and on and on, just get the why and then the motivation. And that will tell you you have finished the job. This guy is not motivated to sell his house or buy his house. And here's the information I accumulated. So Josh, the owner who paid for this lead, who pays for your services, has a very clear answer somewhere in his database. Okay? This guy doesn't have a real why and his motivation is low. And furthermore, with the notes, he's not going to do anything for 2 years. So now Josh gets to make a business decision. What kind of lead was that I gave Angeli or anybody before her? And what are we doing with it now? Because to me, Angeli's really good. So I need Angeli making some phone calls to better quality stuff if I can get it, right? But I also need Angeli, instead of spending almost 5 minutes, that's a long time. Instead of her doing all that, I've got to take what she says, tell her strategically what I'm trying to achieve. I need to know why and how motivated, and then some kind of sense of that when comes from that. See, too many people are ready to ask when. Well, why is reason, as I just explained. On a scale of 1 to 10, frames it for them. They even ask themselves, geez, that's a good question. I'm a 5, said the other lady in the other call from before. I'm a 5. That's no interest at the moment. But she could go from a 5 to a 10 in a month when Carla follows up. So if we don't get the clarity, and it's the same thing every time, formulaically speaking, buyers, sellers, or even recruiting agents, why do you want to become an agent? because it's not a big reason it's not there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 10. Great. In that case, let me get you to the class. Let me get you our free plan, right? Go back up to buyers. Why? I'm getting a job transfer and I'm here looking now and I'm not renting. I'm buying. Great. Boom. On a scale of 1 to 10, sounds like you're pretty high. Yep, I'm a 12. Boom, boom. We always ask the same questions so that we get the answers we need to make a business decision what we're doing. Make sense, Angeli?
Yes, Danny.
So we don't have the right scripts for you. That throws you off to try to do it on muscle. But Angeli, if you do nothing else, every single time going forward, ask why and let them tell you the reason. Then ask on a motivated scale. If you got nothing but the answers to those things, Josh, I'll guarantee you could make better business decisions, right? Cool?
Yes, I agree.
Go.
But have you already talked to him about the scripts? Because I remember you should have a meeting last week, right?
Briefly, but we had other business things to talk about. What you should do is try to come on the call with him next week for his coaching call and just come on for even the first 10 minutes and we'll go over what we're talking about here. Okay. Because it's a bigger discussion with him about what are the lead sources, right? I mean, I need to know all the lead sources clearly because that will change what I say. Let's listen to your second one.
Hello.
Hi, Terry?
Yes.
Hi, Terry. My name is Jordan. I'm calling from Telemarketing. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Great. Yes, I am calling to follow up on the conversation you had with one of my colleagues a few months ago regarding your plans in selling your house and perhaps doing summertime, which is now. You know, I just thought of checking up with you and see how you're doing regarding your plans. Has anything changed after the last time you spoke to them?
No, I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done around the house this summer. Have to see how that goes. So.
Okay. Well, are you already starting to offer things in your house, or are you still deciding whether to sell it or not?
Not bad.
I'm still deciding whether to sell it or not.
See, here's the why right here.
Okay.
Ask him why right
what's
there.
What's holding you back, Terry? Is there something that we can help you out with for you to decide and sell it?
Well, no, I've just got a lot of work to do to get stuff hauled off from here, and still got to paint the house and stuff like that. So.
Okay, I see. Well, yeah, what if you have an option to sell your house as is? You know, you don't have to spend another penny in your house and you will be getting cash offer from it. Would you be open to consider that offer?
Yeah, I'd be open to consider it.
Okay, well, the thing that, the reason why I'm asking is because the best person to speak with about that, by the way, would be with our principal broker. And we can give you, options on how you can sell your house, either to get cash offer or you want to look at the market. If you're ready, as soon as you get a buyer or we have a buyer, if you're ready to sell your house.
I'm going to stop it again. I mean, I think you're good, Angeli. I think a lot of the solutions you're offering him are there. But I really want to emphasize on your two calls here today, you're trying to solve problems where there's no motivation. You follow me? You can be way more successful if you're suggesting these things to somebody who's motivated but hesitant. So it all is predicated on they have a real reason why and they're motivated or getting close. Well, geez, you're only an 8. How come you're not a 10? Well, I got to move some junk. What if we could sell it as is? Right? See what I mean? So I like your solutions, but if we keep trying to solve stuff, you're trying to solve things to get the appointment. That's all you're trying to do. Let's say you win. Now we have an appointment for Josh. Josh goes on the appointment and it's no good. Why? because there wasn't a why in motivation to begin with, right? So you were good. And I think this is the problem with a lot of telemarketing. It's so much about us. We're always trying to solve it for us so that we get the appointment, and then we are mind blown when it doesn't happen. Sarah Corey and Jada, who I think has a call in with me today here too, they can tell you their appointment booking went 1 month or several months to 100% show ups from 50%, because they had been trained previously to just muscle their way into a yes. People were just surrendering to a yes, or they heard some things that made sense in that moment. But the minute the phone call ends, people realize, I'm not really motivated. What the heck am I going over that house for? I'm not ready to sell this. If they were, they'd be going. So you can solve problems for an unmotivated person, get a yes, and say, but Danny, I got a yes. Yeah, but Angeli and everybody else, you got a no-show, or you got somebody who we couldn't really sell their house. So we waste all this time trying to solve a problem for the wrong person. So the way you're solving it is great. I mean, clearly you've been around the business as a student too, where you have some solutions. What about as is? What could we do? Those are all really good things that you're doing, but you're solving it for a guy who we don't even know why in the first place he was thinking about selling and how motivated he is to get the damn junk cleaned up and off the property for a specific date. You follow me? We're trying to sell him too hard to be motivated. You cannot do that with people. They have a real reason or not. Now, don't get me wrong. When there's a real reason and we're moving up towards it, and they might say, I'm a 7 or 8. Why so low? Well, I don't know where I'm going. Well, if we could solve that problem, what would you be? A 10. So there are times right on the phone with what you're doing, you can close the gap. But that's why I say get the why first and then get on a scale of 1 to 10 so we can kind of listen, well, why so low? Right? And if it's high, it's easy. Just close it. Right? And in the other call, you heard her say 5. She answered the question, because I'm jaded. Give me a month. Let me breathe. I'm traumatized. So we know. So she listened, because in 1 month later, she might, whoa. But it all starts with why was she doing it in the first place? Guy was moving. His job was moving. When she calls back, she still might not succeed when she calls back 30 days later, because if the guy's job change was the only prime mover and it wasn't other factors, it might be a moot point anyway. Carla, you still with me? Did you get that one? See if she's still with me. All right, Angeli, good job. I just think you, Josh, and I just need to do some tightening. That's all. But talent-wise, you're very good. You are. You're very.
Yeah, I just have a one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Danny. I just have one question. Yeah, I know we need to focus on why, and I have been, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get the why first before I proceed with anything. But I'm just a bit worried if I go to why, like sticking with the script, and it would go off the conversation. I mean, you know what I mean. I might forget about that reason that he had, or he might feel that I didn't listen to him. That's why I just go with.
Well, Angeli, you're not really listening to him the way you're doing it now. You're talking at him. You're trying to get what you want, and I'm not really sure what you're worried about, because the way that we have our script set up is so that you make an offer that gets accepted. That opens them up a little bit to liking you, so that when you ask why, they read their mind aloud. What are you worried about when he says, here's my reason?
Yeah, what I mean is, what can I do to get back to that reason? Like, I will ask for the why first, right? What should I say?
Angeli, it will sound something like this. Angeli, this is Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. Not all this, hi, how are you? That throws you off to begin with. Throws you off, right? It's a pause. Danny, right? That's all it should be, question mark. Angeli, this is Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. The reason I'm calling you is because back a few months ago, you spoke with a colleague of mine about potentially selling your property. And I was calling you to see if you were still interested in doing that. It's a yes or no. Okay? No. Oh, did your plans change since you talked to my colleague? right? It's very simple and logical, Angeli. You're making this more noise in your head than it is. And that's what I think is wrong with your calls. I think you're trying to make it about whether you do the right thing or the wrong thing, right? That's what you're doing. You're trying to be a pleaser. Don't be a pleaser. Be a better professional, okay? Don't wish the script were better first. Wish you were better, right? This is about you feeling that self-confidence that Carla ironically didn't have either. The self-confidence, you're worried about hearing something and forgetting? Angeli, you're super bright. I've talked to you multiple times. I don't know who you see in the mirror, but if you weren't good, I would have told Josh, right? So you're good, plenty good already. Act that way. So when I tell you we're going to be more specific with a script that allows them to read their mind aloud, why did you immediately default to saying, what if I forget? How are you going to forget? Right? And that tells me something. That tells me you're used to talking at them, not talking with them. Big difference. So, Angeli, I was curious, since you are thinking about selling it, why? Well, I gotten too old to keep care of this place, and that's why I'm having a tough time. Geez, that's a pretty big reason. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you? Well, I'm really a 7 or an 8. How come so low? Well, I got all this stuff to move. What if we could get you somebody to help you move the stuff? What would you be then? I'd be a 10. Well, look, what I can do is I can get Josh to get together with you. He'll give you some insights on our 7-step plan to help you get this property sold, including getting it cleaned up using his contractors. May I set that up? It just becomes logical. You're losing a logical back and forth conversation because if you listen to these calls that you're making, there's a lot of little what we call word whiskers in there. You're lost. And so the irony is here you are worried about getting lost, and you are lost in this stuff. It sounds to me like you're lost. And that's why I keep asking about scripts. You're not really sure where you're at. Your solutions are there. Your tone is there. All the pieces of the puzzle are there, Angeli, but they're all over the place. But the big one that's missing, and I end it with this advice, you have got to see yourself being successful no matter what I challenge you with. It starts with saying, I can do this. So say it back to me right now. Go ahead.
I can do this.
Okay. And say that a lot to yourself. I can do this. I can do this. So that every time I make an adjustment for you, I can do this because you can. We're listening to you do it with just a jumbly script. So I already know you can. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Danny.
Mindset. You're welcome. I like you, Angeli. I think you're, not that I dislike anybody here. I like you though. I just think you have a ton of potential, but it's going to be, you're going to get a little uncomfortable with me. And then you're going to have to go create this stronger persona, right? I can do this is where you start. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Jada.
Hello, Danny. How are you?
How you doing?
Good, thank you. You?
Good, darling. Here we go. You're in the hot seat, right where you love to be on Fridays.
You got it.
All right, let me see. Ira, is that the one I have? Yeah?
That's correct.
Okay, here we go. Ira's taking a nap.
Hello? Hello, am I speaking with Ira?
Yes.
Hello, Ira. This is Jada calling from Metro City Property Group with Remax. The reason for my call is because you had recently asked us for a free home evaluation at your address, 23 Longboat. And I was wondering if I can get that out to you. I just had a couple more questions if you have time.
Yes, what is it? Sorry.
Yeah, so I did see that it is an end row unit. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. How many bedrooms and bathrooms do you have in there, Ira?
I got 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms.
Okay. And in terms of basement, is it finished partially?
Yes, yeah, it's finished. It's a walkout basement too.
Oh, wonderful. It's a great feature to have these days.
Yeah, for sure.
And in terms of renovations in the last 5 years, have you undergone anything major?
Nothing major. I put in a new furnace a couple of years ago. What else is it? Yeah.
New kitchen or flooring?
Yeah, we got a new kitchen a couple of years ago. That's, well, maybe 3 years ago now, or 4.
Okay.
It's all renovated, the kitchen, yeah. And bathroom upstairs, too. Main bathroom upstairs.
Wonderful. And do you know how old the home is?
It's about 30 years. We've been here since it was built.
Oh, congratulations. You've shown it a lot of love.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
yeah,
go ahead.
Good.
No, my wife had passed away just 2 years ago, so yeah, we've been here a long time.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sure you had so many memories in the home.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Now, Ira, while I have you on the phone, may I ask what was the purpose behind finding the evaluation today?
What was the purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just was wanting to see what the market goes for, really.
Of course. Now, given the right number that I'm going to provide to you, on a scale of 1 to 10, Ira, where would you stand on selling the home within the next year?
What percentage, or what is it you want?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, if I were to produce some good numbers for you in terms of, I'm going to show you how the homes are selling around the area. We're going to show you some comparisons. And if you were to see some good numbers there, would you be, would that incline you to be selling in the next year?
Probably, yes.
Okay. So what I'd love to do for you today is offer for one of our out sales agents to come by with this analysis for you and have a little tour around, and then they'll be able to give you that true value and give you a little bit of an insight.
But I'm thinking actually that I have a buyer, really, so
okay.
It's going to be not going through real estate or anything, so I have to wait for him to come through first before I make any other decision.
Okay. And may I ask, without having that being too intrusive, is this somebody you know personally or somebody who's come knocking on the door?
Well, no, it's somebody I know personally, yes.
Okay,
So
all right.
That's where I stand right now.
Okay, and so you don't have you're not wanting to develop a market strategy and see if you can put it on the market or even just get a good analysis as to what the home should be valued at?
Well, no, I pretty well know that. I just, but I will wait till see if this goes ahead.
Okay.
Do that. So.
I completely understand that.
Okay.
What I'm going to do for you, regardless, is you did write in and you were looking for this service, so I am going to go ahead and provide you with this market analysis, if that's okay with you.
What's the market analysis? What do you mean by that?
So it's going to give you an average as to what the homes that are similar to yours are selling for in your neighborhood, and that will give you a good little vision. If you still want that information, you do look like you know what you're asking for. And in that, I would include a free little gift to you. If this buyer doesn't come through, you can look at this brochure I'm going to send you. It's the 7 steps to successful selling. Personalized from our team at Metro City. And if you want to have a quick read through, that might just be a good little insight as to what we could offer going forth if this doesn't work out in the situation. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds all right, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to get that out to you at 23 Longboat Court.
Yeah.
And
A2T3 is the...
That's perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Ira. Do you have any questions for me at all?
Not right now, but thanks for calling me.
Absolutely. And you'll have, it's my pleasure, Ira. You'll have all my contact information. So by all means.
Okay. All right. So tell me what you hear when you listen back to it yourself.
Word whiskers a lot, but I mean, I still like it. He was, I feel like I mimicked his tonality and I stayed on par with him kind of thing. I'm not as polished as a lot of you guys on this call, but I did like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the same problem Angeli has. I mean, you're good. I thought, one of the thoughts that I had emotionally was that, when he told you his wife passed, just you made a nice connection there. It was quick, but you made a nice connection. And I think that's why women just do so well in this position, right? Because the why, there's potentially the why. But that's where I find tactically it's still kind of all over the place with the wrong segue into the why. So we get into this big word purpose. Is that in a script for you?
It is.
Okay, good. So I'm going to say that we need to kind of move that off and start to really get, or at least a connection there. And you can presume this was the purpose of the evaluation because you're thinking about selling it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just you can still go right after, just because that's what we're looking for. And so let's try to cut to the chase. Is this a good one? Right? Were you wanting the evaluation because you're thinking about selling the property? And let them answer. It's a good open-ended question. And if they don't tell you why, which some of them will, right, just naturally as part of that, they'll, if they're talkers, and say, yeah, yes, I was thinking. Really, why? Well, I lost my wife a year ago and it's too much. You know what I mean? It was there. And I think the word whiskers came because it's not clean in how you do that piece. It's very close, very close. So I think we can clean up the mess on aisle 5 per se by making that a better question. Was the purpose of the evaluation request because you're thinking about selling your property? Right?
Yep, I like that.
And if they don't tell you why, make sure, like that's the big theme here today, make sure you ask why. So why were you thinking about selling it? And then the scale of 1 to 10. See, he gets confused in there because you're right. There are a lot of word whiskers in there, right? They're in there. So, and I think that would clean it up. I think your offer needs to be cleaned up too. It's the same advice to Kelly. You both are really you have a lot of sales in you versus pure telemarketer, both you and Kelly. There's a lot of sales. Like you heard Kelly, her anecdote today, she has a nose for the clothes and she can sell. So do you, right? So when you started to get out into that beat after the 1 to 10, he gets there. Don't be insecure when they say something that's to the contrary of what you would like. Oh, you have a buyer? Super. Is it a friend of yours? It's more conversational. You got a little too sing-songy in that latter part of it, right? Because that's the salesperson in you. And it's subtle with you and not so subtle with a lot of my direct clients, that are the salespeople. They all get a little bit defensive, right? And it's more of a feeling. I mean, I've been doing this so long, Jada. I could feel you get defensive. It wasn't necessarily anything you said, but I could feel you almost get dejected because you got some time in with this guy. By the time he finally tells you this is a 5-minute call also. So you're all the way down there with all these extra word whiskers and not being tight, just like Angeli. We're 5 minutes in and this guy says, we'll have a buyer. Oh, okay. So that's why he wanted the evaluation. So see if we could go all the way back to the purpose, right? Was the purpose because you're thinking about selling it? He would have said, yes. Oh, really? Why are you selling it? Well, I'm selling it because of this. My wife passed and I got a guy who's thinking about buying. Really? Where are you going if you sell it? It's a genuine curiosity in what's going on, because maybe even if he sells it himself, which is, by the way, is very difficult to do. We all know that's a farce 19 times out of, 20. So that's a hard gig to pull off. So now you say, okay, have you established a price? Because this evaluation could help you make sure you're not, giving it away, right? See where I'm going? So
yeah, that was my question with you is how would you have directed that? So yes, continue.
Yeah, basically I would have just said, look, let me just get this stuff together with you and it'll give you an idea of what's selling around you. Because now he's all of a sudden a know-it-all at the end. Well, I pretty well know what it's worth. Really? Then why were you asking for the evaluation? See, they're all full of it. You know what I mean? Everybody's so full of it because they're defensive and they're afraid of being taken advantage of. But when you have this beautiful voice of this woman who's being helpful on the other end of the phone, and we've heard that multiple times today, they start to open up. But if they get confused, which he does several times here, he gets confused by what you're asking him. And that's why clarity and concision and precision of the language really matters. That's where you kick this all in, right?
Strongly agree.
Yeah. So very good. You're very good. You're very good. And you're right. Be careful. This is like, especially, I don't know what it is with this theme with the women in the group today. You're all so dang good at this. Stop saying things like, I'm not as polished as other people in the group. Huh? I have top producers that you work for and that commits with them in this mastermind that I could pick apart in 3 seconds. I could look at some of the stupid things I do every week, right? But we don't let that become the persona, right? Be careful of that. Get rid of that. There's no such thing. Like, you are very good at this. This is much more about training and coaching at a higher level. We're training the benefits of saying exact words. We train those words. That why. You see, that's training. I'm saying shoot. It's no different from military training, right? Why? That's training. Coaching is listening to the anecdotal piece where, as Ira goes through here, did you ever really get the why? That's what I'm listening for, so I can coach you against it and say, see, it's okay because of the offer. Was the purpose of the evaluation because you're thinking about selling the property? Cut to the chase. We don't have to beat around the bush. We don't have to be sing-songy. Come straight through the front door with honesty, right? I'm going to put it together, get a couple more questions for you, right? You could even maybe test flipping that up the top. Ira, it's Jada from Metro City Properties. The reason I'm calling is because you had requested a home evaluation, and I wanted to just see, is this because you're thinking about selling the property? You could cut to the chase if you want. We could split test it one way or the other. I like what you do and say, I'd like to send this out to you, but I have a few quick questions. I wouldn't get too caught up in it. And in major upgrades, you learn you don't need that. Have you done any upgrades to the property? Right? He had done major. He doesn't even know what major means. He has no context. Have you done any upgrades to the property since you owned it? 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, blah, 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 right? So whatever you're going to ask, remember what I said before, in and out of there, because it's not that relevant until it is, right? So the longer that goes, it's too much. Okay, wonderful. And may I ask, are you asking for this because you're thinking about selling? Go right to it, right? So I like that I have this, I'm some questions. Are you doing this because of this? And then you have a tree. Imagine a branch. Yes or no? Oh, you weren't thinking about selling it? No. So what was the purpose? Just curious? Now you can, like, boom, take the accordion, get out of Dodge, get him what you're going to get him. You don't have to say, well, because this is almost a weird, like, pat on the back. Because you asked for it, we're going to be the good Samaritans and we're going to send it. We don't need to do that. That's a standard that we have in this group and in this business. Well, look at Ira. We always appreciate when someone is asking for evaluation. We're happy to provide it. I'm going to pop that in the mail to you. And if your plans ever change and you are thinking about selling the property, we'd love to assist you. Keep us in mind. Boom, get out of Dodge. Fulfillment, get out of Dodge. But if there's more there and there's a possibility, it just needs to be tight for those reasons, right? Okay, I got to move on, Jada. That was good, though. That was good. I could listen to you do these phone calls all day long. I mean, in all of you for that matter today. I mean, just the tone and the care. I'm big on the care. I'm big on service, real authentic service. Just really be of service and the rest will follow. Tanyelle, I have Marie. We good?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Marie. Here we go.
Hello? Hi, is this Kristen?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hi, Kristen. I'm Marie. I'm with Spencer Realty, and I was just calling you regarding your beautiful property on, looks like South Coolidge Way, and it looks like...
Marie, right there. That's not the script either, okay? So the reason why we say I saw your beautiful house online is you don't get all stumbly like this, right? You have to stick to the words that are right in front of you. You follow me?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, do you follow me? You sound less than trusting of me.
No, yes, I follow you.
All right. There's a very particular reason. It's simple to say. And in this small moment of time, they're trying to figure out who are you and where are you from? You know, they're discombobulated. I saw your beautiful home online. Beautiful is a likability thing. That's a trigger. You're complimenting them through the property. right? Saw your beautiful home where? Online. It's just easy to comprehend that it was online and you saw it because that's where we do see it, right? And I noticed that it didn't sell. It's so concise that you don't get into all this address stuff. That's not in the script. So what you're doing is you're trying to muscle your way through this. You're making your life harder. There's no need to do that. Read the words on the page in the first piece of it, right? Marie, this is Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. The reason I'm calling is because I saw your beautiful home online and I noticed it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that? It's just so simple to follow that. When you get off into, I'm reading and it's 1, 2, 3, you can hear it. You can hear it. You're getting it complicated, right? And that a confused mind on the other end of the phone does nothing. Let's see where it goes.
Didn't sell when it was on the market recently and wanted
Oh, no, it's sold. We haven't owned it. We haven't owned it since May.
Oh, great. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, bad information. I don't know why. You'll have to check with Tanyelle. So the only tweak I can give you is that next week, grab me a couple calls, not one. Okay? You there, Marie?
I'm here, but Tanyelle is the one that picks the calls.
Yeah. We'll ask her to send me more because I can't really coach you too much other than that intro. But since you're new, you really got to get that intro precisely down, okay? So that you can move through it. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's effective too, Marie. You got an answer. And I hear some good things are happening. You're getting packages out. Is that correct?
We've got 6 or 7 packages out.
Fabulous.
We're following up right now with a couple.
Fabulous.
And, going through each day.
Good. Fabulous. So make your life easy. Stick in the beginning piece because what I want to do is get you precise on the first beat so I can get you to the why. So we really let you do you, right?
Okay.
Yep. Good. Thanks for sending them in. That's good. Let's go. GVD.
Yeah, we got one intro call in there.
Yeah. We're going to wrap with you.
Okay, Kelly's on the line. This is just a short call, and it's a good intro, I think.
Here we go.
It's Greg.
Hi, Greg. This is Kelly with the Van Dyke Realty Group at Remax. And I was calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that?
Good. You brought it down a little bit. I like it.
I took it off. I bought a house, used the equity, and I'll probably sell it next month. I have a real estate agent.
You've already signed up with another real estate agent?
That's a friend of mine from church. No, he's done 2 or 3 transactions for me.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that honesty, and thanks for taking my call. And you have a great day.
Good. Yeah, you brought it down into, you went from the theater stage to the film box. I like it. And I get it, Kelly. This is not easy for you. You're big. Like your anecdote today about closing, you're as much sales as you are telemarketer, right? So it's hard to take, again, I have a daughter who's an actor, so I get the difference. She just finished a movie and it was much smaller. When everything's close, you have a microphone on, it's much smaller. Everything's small. In theater, even though now they use mics, you carry in the back of the room. So salespeople are always carrying the back of the room. Telemarketers are in here more. Your adjustment is coming along nicely. Keep being cognizant of it because your natural persona will snap back to it. But that's effective. That sound and that pace is effective and it fits into the phone. Follow?
I do. Thank you.
Yeah. And I loved your anecdote today. And I want to give you 5 gold stars for being resourceful for Grant and giving him the opportunity. That's you can't train that, Kelly. That's good. So if you can combine the 2 skill sets, I think, you'll be wildly successful, but you got to stick to the words. Like I just said to Marie, you have to have those words in front of you. And you can see the theme. I mean, most of my notes here were about from Angeli to Jada to you in the past. The word whiskers creep in when we're not really trained and precise. And of course, the delay between calls and our own personas that we bring in, I get what we're up against, but that's why I'm so direct in my coaching. I'm very direct because I'm trying to get rid of all that stuff and put you right where you belong because that's where the talent comes out. If we can get everybody right where they belong with strategy and precision, that's where the talent blossoms. You're all trying to use talent on muscle and it dissipates. Put talent in a clear race with a clear goal. Whoo, you ain't seen nothing yet, right? I'm telling you. I know that from me and my top producers. When I go out and I am in that lane with all my energy and my enthusiasm for this business, and I am 45 minutes in that house, Autumn will tell you, Autumn, didn't I just run the table with about 4 or 5 of them for you? If she's here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We are precise, Kel, from her to me. And her thing gets a little wild. I mean, she got a couple of people that are just wild, right? And she brings them in and I put them in, like when I get them, it's like boom, 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 right? We keep them in that lane. We keep ourselves in there. No word whiskers. We cut to the chase. This is a business. We're here to help you. You have to listen to us. That's how we are, right? And we adjust. The other day I was in with somebody, actually, Autumn has got me several elderly clients, 70s to 80s. And they've all needed a slower Danny and a more process. And I can think of 2 of them. One was, he's a business guy. He's sharp as a tack. Is boom, we cut to the chase with him. But when I was in Bob's house and when I was with Jane yesterday, or the other day, 2 days ago, I walked through her whole entire house. It just took us an hour because she wanted to show me. And so I kept it very small with her and I kept it very precise at the very end. And even then she said to her daughter, well, he didn't say much. And her daughter was laughing because she knows her mother. And where I said, look, Melanie, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I got you. So everything with us is so precise, right? It's precise. And we can expand for the big personalities and we can make it small for the smaller ones. So that's what changes. So if you'll all trust me and you'll stay in these lanes with precision, you'll get the same result Autumn's getting eventually, right? And Autumn's got a theater personality too, Kel. Believe me, right?
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and so does Danny. Like if we're in a room, there's not much room for anybody else, right? we fill the room when Autumn and I are in there, right? So we have to bring it all down into our medium too. And that's why she likes working from home now, because she's there. That's why I like doing my calls here. It keeps me in the box and focus. So just keep bringing it into the medium that it really is. It's a phone. So the precision of the words are being met by an ear, right? They're being met by an ear. That's it. Kinesthetically, we have an advantage. I mean, that's why I do coaching with cameras now. It's more kinesthetic. You can see me. You can feel my vibe better. And then nothing beats being in a house. Speaking of which, I have to go because we're working on a price reduction. So good job here today. Alexis, if you just joined me, no problem. Confusion on the time. It's 1 EDT every week. I did review the 3 calls, so they're in the recording that Adam can get with you, and we'll go over them again. And again, it was more on Adam than you, Alexis, if you are here, because he gave you the wrong script, darling. Asking like, why do you think it didn't sell is not the script. So the manager gets a spanking first, all right? And yours was good. It just needs to be precise. So we'll go back over there. All right, everybody, listen, thanks for being here today. Great job. Please work on your personas. Will you please believe in yourselves as much as I do? I hear nothing but excellence here. It might not sound like I feel that way because I'm so aggressively trying to coach you and train you, right? That you might not feel it. I'm telling you, you're also dang good at this. But the minute you don't believe that, you start making up words. That's the problem. If you believe that you are trainable, that you are coachable, that you can follow this stuff, you will become a bigger version of yourself. It sounds ironic that when I'm trying to control what you say, that I'm not allowing you to be you. But believe me, when you prune everything else and you really plant it, the blossom grows faster. All right? That was a pretty good analogy, huh, Autumn?
Sounds good, Danny.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you, Gail. Thank you for the pat on the back, Gail.
Yeah, good stuff there, Danny.
All right, all.
Danny.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.